Coming up next, you got 6 2-minute rounds coming your way as Claudia Herrera Lopez takes on the undefeated Chelsey Anderson. Comes back from a 1-year layoff. Everything going her way thus far, though. A perfect 7-0 with 3 of those wins coming by knockout. Women's division action coming your way from DMG.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Claudia Herrera.
Claudia Herrera looking to play spoiler here. Comes in with a winning record of 4-3-1. One of her 4 wins by way of knockout has only been finished once out of Aguascalientes, Mexico. Coming off of a loss by unanimous decision to Yolanda Vega Ochoa, who was 9-0 at the time. Courtesy of that win is 10-0 now.
Yep, and she is from Mexico. She's going to have to use that Mexican style of boxing tonight and really trying to change levels, get low, and work her way inside of the long Chelsey Anderson.
And her opponent, Chelsey Anderson.
Great reception for Chelsey Anderson. As I mentioned, 7-0. This place coming unglued here. 3 of her 7 wins by knockout. One of the talented fighters signed by DMG. Saying, hey, that's a good thing. I'm looking to fight more than once a year. Coming off a March 2024 round 6 knockout over Hannah Turlep, who was undefeated 5-0 at the time.
Yep.
Exciting to see Anderson back in the ring.
Yeah, she's coming in with a big applause as well.
Let's take a look at how they match up with our tail of the tape.
Yeah, and once you go again, you see Anderson's got that big reach advantage, and that's going to be up to Herrera to try and work her way inside. And like I said before, she is from Mexico. She's going to have to use that style of rolling, slipping under punches, and make sure those hands are up because Chelsey's got a lot of power, especially on the right hand.
We now have 6 rounds in the super lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. She comes in wearing black and white, weighing officially at 139 pounds. Her record includes 4 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 1 win coming by way of knockout. Joining us from Aguascalientes, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Claudia Herrera. And across the ring, her opponent fighting out of the red corner. She comes in wearing the blue and the white, weighing officially at a ready 136 pounds. She's perfect as a professional. 7 wins, no losses, 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Yorba Linda, California. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated Chelsey Anderson.
Chelsey, Claudia, both received instructions in the locker room. We're set for 6 rounds. Both trunks are good. Let's have a good, clean fight. Good luck.
Set for 6 2-minute rounds, super lightweight division. Chelsey Anderson, 1 point holder of WBC international title, and at 7-0 could be a win or 2 away from world title competition.
Yeah, and she's out there in the, you see that Dodger blue, and she had her nickname the May May in the Dodger blue colors and logo. And we'll see her right away kind of using the jab, and you got to work quick in these women's fights, especially with just those 2-minute rounds.
And you know, Herrera came into this fight a little bit overweight because she took the fight on short notice. That's why there's a little bit of a weight disparity.
Yeah, you know, but the camp of Chelsey Anderson said, you know, did not care, to her credit, said, no, I'm taking this fight. You know, Anderson has been chomping at the bit to get back into active competition after a year away.
Yeah, it's always tough when you have that long training camp. The fighters want to fight, and they'll pretty much, make the sacrifices if it's within reason. And one thing I like from Herrera right away is that she is rolling and slipping under a few of these punches. You see her already anticipating and trying to get under that right hand of Anderson, and then shooting that overhand right. That's probably going to be her best weapon to try and climb that ladder and get up to that length and upward posture that Anderson fights in.
Snuck that nice right hand in there, did Herrera, but just cool, calm, and collected is Anderson thus far, working off of that jab.
Now, Herrera probably landed the best shot of that round so far. There's only 30 seconds left, but Anderson's still just winning off of that pressure and just working off her jab.
And I think, Herrera has got to get this thing in tight, turn it into a brawl. You don't want to be on the end of that Anderson jab.
No.
Time, it's just these rounds, as you mentioned, are going to fly by. You got to take advantage of every second in there.
Yeah, and you'll see Herrera, she's kind of being conservative to start, especially early, keeping those hands up because Anderson can hurt you with the right hand.
Oh, and likewise, Chelsey Anderson respecting her opponent, not rushing in there. As we take a look at the corner of the undefeated Chelsey Anderson.
Yeah. Well, Chelsey, she was taking her time because she wants to land a shot on Herrera coming in as well. And Herrera's being smart enough to not rush into it, especially in round one. Already see a little bit of blood in that nose. That's from that jab of Anderson.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll bust you up, turn that nose into hamburger. Jonathan, your thoughts after that first round?
1 round and none for Miss Anderson. I think she did a good job of working behind her jab. I think Chelsey landed the more effective shots, so 1 round and none for Miss Anderson.
Round 2 off and running. As you can see, this one's scheduled for 6 2-minute rounds of action. Super lightweights.
Yeah, I have a feeling this will heat up at some point once Herrera kind of feels that power and sees what she's dealing with. She will want to come forward and get into a fight, and Chelsea's being smart, not rushing into it, using her length.
A little bit of a leak from the nose of Herrera.
That's that jab of Anderson, and working backwards well so far, using her length.
Swinging a miss with the big right hand. Nice counter left there by Herrera. Nicely timed. Right back to that jab, man, and that thing is going to pay dividends.
Yeah, she could win these rounds strictly by using that jab because I'm with you, John. Anderson won that first round, but it was actually Herrera who landed the biggest and best shot of it, but strictly volume-wise, Anderson's winning using that jab.
Circling here is Anderson. Threw a combination moments ago. 3 punches together. Starting to find her range is Chelsey.
Yeah, and Herrera's taking a lot of them off the gloves because she has to be careful and keep those up because she is aware of the power of Anderson. Now, Anderson's only got those 3 stoppages, but it is harder to get somebody out in only 2-minute rounds.
Yep. Anderson was trying to throw that uppercut moments ago. But you can see, just blood streaming from the nose of Herrera. So wearing that damage, courtesy of that jab, triples up and then follows in with the right.
I like what Anderson did right there. She was aware that Herrera is ducking under those headshots, and she triple jabbed, like you said, and then shot the right hand low as Herrera was ducking over the ones up top.
It's a good adjustment on the fly by Chelsey Anderson. 2 rounds in the books. The undefeated Anderson looking good so far.
Yeah, I have it 2 rounds to none. Chelsey Anderson winning the fight so far. And Herrera's going to have to throw some more punches and bunches if she wants to start scoring on my scorecard.
There you can see that blood streaming out of that nose of Herrera as we take a look back at some of the action.
And we'll see Herrera rolling a little bit so far on those. A lot of these are coming off the gloves, but even if you hit the gloves, it's still the force of that glove could still kind of get you, and you definitely feel them with somebody like Anderson throwing.
Yeah, in that round, Anderson getting a little looser with her punches here, getting that up in the output. And you can see if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah.
I mean, the nose might be broke, but, you know, just keep working off that jab because you can see the damage. Effective thus far for Chelsey Anderson.
Yep, and that jab, you see she's kind of fallen a little bit short, but she's going to, as right here, she's slowly starting to find that range. And instead of coming up short, I think she'll start to make that adjustment and kind of get a little bit closer with her feet and find that spot for either the right hand. I would like to see her shoot those shots a little bit lower too, especially with the way Herrera's ducking.
You know that Claudia Herrera is going to be a warrior. She's going to be ready for a scrap. But, you know, we saw the shot in the replay. Anderson connected with a big right hand, and you can see it in the eyes of Herrera. That confidence started to wane a bit.
Big swing and a miss there from Herrera.
Yeah, and Anderson's doing a nice job right now. She's just using her jab, firing off those little combos. A lot of them, once again, aren't coming off the gloves. But she's winning the round just using her feet, using the length, using the jab. And she tried a little uppercut right there.
That's exactly what a boxer's supposed to do, right? You know.
Yep.
Dictating the pace, certainly, is Chelsey Anderson fighting her fight, circling off there with the right hand. Nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're in there with a brawler who's moving forward trying to take your head off. Nice right hand from Anderson.
Yeah, she's starting to kind of slowly work her way in there, and that chopping right hand is a weapon for her as well, especially the way that Herrera will duck like that. She could try and chop and catch that equilibrium with a little overhand right that you won't be able to see from that angle.
Anderson in control here, and again, you know, you gotta remember that Anderson had over a 1-year layoff, so you know it was going to be a little bit of a slow start for Anderson as well to work off a little of that rust that she might have had.
A little sneaky right uppercut at the end right there from Anderson. But once again, just another jab right there, and that's what kind of the story of the night for her. She's winning the fight with that good long jab of hers and occasionally mixing in the right hand.
Another round in the books. Everything going the way thus far of Chelsey Anderson, looking good.
Yeah, you see the dividends of that jab right there and the nosebleed.
Anderson finally took the stool. First time in the fight she sat down between rounds, taking some very big, deep breaths.
You know, a lot of, as the replays are going right now, you see a little check left hook on the way out for Anderson, and there's that chopping right hand and once again, that's her best weapon. When Herrera will duck, she could double and triple up that jab and have freedom to throw that. But to your point, a lot of fighters stand in the gym in between rounds, so we'll see.
Chelsey Anderson doing her part to whip this crowd into a frenzy, get them fired up here. Round 4 of 6 underway here at DMG Boxing, Fox Theater Pomona. Undefeated Chelsey Anderson back inside the squared circle and looking good thus far.
Yeah, managing the distance really well. Herrera's trying to land that jab, but she's nowhere near it so far on it, or that left hook, I should say, from Herrera, but she's shooting it from a little too far away, and we'll see if Chelsey could maybe counter one of those.
Yeah, I got to ask you, you know, Herrera landed a nice power shot in the first round. What can she do at this point to get inside that reach of Anderson and connect again? Threw one there, as I say that.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to have to really try and walk forward like she tried right there and be okay catching a few of these shots off the gloves. Some of them are going to catch you on the way in, and that's just kind of the risk she has to take. She doesn't have the speed or the movement to get in there without taking a few counter shots, working her way in.
Herrera tripled up on the jab in her own right, but it's going to be tough to utilize that, you know, when you've got that reach disadvantage.
A little sneaky right hand from Herrera, followed with a left hook up top. And we'll see if Anderson tries to answer back with any of these. We saw her kind of trying to get the crowd going earlier.
Trying to get a little more active in this round is Herrera, but man, it's just tough when you're on the wrong end of those jabs by Anderson, and it'll start you, slow you down in a hurry.
I'd like to see more right hands from Anderson. She hasn't thrown it very often since the second round. I'd like to see her let it loose, because when she lands it, she certainly makes a mark.
Yep. But
Herrera
she's
really trying to move forward here late in the round, and has thrown a couple good power shots in this round, Justin.
Yeah, good little sneaky right uppercut from Anderson as well. Now, it's kind of some smiles right there at the end of that round, but yeah, the jab once again is the story of that round.
Yep. Just a frozen rope there right up the middle, but Herrera tried to, up the aggression here, started to, have a little less fear of that jab, try and get inside, make it a brawl, but man, there you see it, just right on the money.
Yep, and they don't even have to land, she's making her aware of them. Chelsey hasn't quite landed that flush shot yet. She's mostly just kind of getting those gloves and, just working and circling. She hasn't walked forward quite yet. Good left hook on the way out right there, though.
Uppercut there by Anderson as well. Jonathan, your thoughts on what you've seen thus far?
Anderson firmly in control of this fight. I have her winning every round so far, 4 rounds to none.
Now, we would like to see Anderson at this point really start to make an effort to use that jab, not only the circle, but to push Herrera back, try and kind of get her in the corner, and that's when she could really start to load up. Good chopping overhand right from Anderson.
Really was. Got her flush. Hernandez trying to get inside that distance, trying to use angles to get inside that jab. Doesn't want to eat too many more of them. There you see, blitzing in with the jab to the body there, Herrera. Closing the gap, but man, it's just tough. The reach is really, really hindering Herrera.
Yeah, it sure is, and that jab especially. Now, you continue to see Anderson being smart, winning this fight every single round by circling, by using that jab. As we kind of get to the later stages of this fight, we're in round 5, already halfway through, I would like to see Chelsey kind of start to press forward a little bit if she wants to continue to climb up and get to that championship level.
Yeah, I'd like to see her start sitting on her punches. She's got some rounds in the bank already. It's been a year layoff. She's done her job. She's booked some rounds. Now start the flurry.
Now close the show and get kind of make that statement that you are back and that you do have that kind of power to stop somebody and really hurt them.
100%. And Herrera's starting to throw some pretty looping shots here and might leave herself open in the process. Something that Chelsey can exploit given the opportunity.
Yep. And Herrera too is. The corner's got to know that she is down in rounds and that she is going to have to land something of note and try and kind of land a big 5-round home run in one of these shots.
Well, Chelsey Anderson just so technically sound. Using her frame, using that jab. The chant of Chelsey goes out. She's having some fun in there. And a nice little combination late, but to your point, do you think here in round 6 that Chelsey might flip that switch?
I'm not sure. She's being smart and she's won every round. It's up to her entirely if she wants to do that. She seems to be smiling and having fun in there, and I think she's just enjoying her return to the ring.
And, speaking of undefeated fighters, still to come, terrible Terry Washington. All 4 of his wins by way of finish. 3 in the first round. And there you see the opposition, Nelvis Rodriguez, Chicky Tren, and terrible Terry Washington. What a talented youngster this guy is. 21 years of age, out of San Bernardino, 4-0. And there you see it. That's coming up next. A little preview here at DMG of what's to come.
This is the 6th and final round.
Final round here. 2 more minutes to work. You touched on Chelsey Anderson perhaps making a statement that I'm back, but no reason to take any unnecessary risk when you really can be in cruise control in the way this fight has gone thus far.
Yes. Now, the only thing I would say, and it's just nitpicking, is that I want to see her have that killer instinct. You see them after every round, they're smiling and, touching gloves. I would like to see her kind of, really impose her will and show her that she is the tougher, stronger, and outclass Herrera enough to be able to force her backwards. That being said, she's winning every round.
Yep.
Anderson.
Jab has been such an effective weapon for Anderson, and now Herrera, sense of urgency for her, trying to turn this thing into a brawl late. She's gonna have that puncher's chance. It's in essence the only chance she's got.
Now you see Anderson is continuing to circle left, and that is there she finally kind of moved over right, but that overhand right from Herrera is the best weapon, and she's gotten close with it a few times as Chelsey kind of jabs and tries to get out of the way to left, and there's a crowd.
Chelsey is having a good time in there, Jonathan, in her return after over a year.
Yeah, it's been a long layoff for her, and this performance has got to do a lot to raise her confidence for sure.
Inside half a minute to go in the fight, 6th and final round. It was a nice left in there by Chelsey, left cross. Final seconds of the fight, saying, let's go. I love it. You could just see big smile on her kisser. Chelsey is having fun in there. You could just sense that she's so happy to be back and right here in DMG.
That big hug at the end too. I mean, that's what kind of made me think she wasn't going to go for the stoppage.
Great reaction by the crowd for the return to the ring for Chelsey Anderson. Chelsey will improve to 8-0. And inching closer and closer to major title contention.
Yeah, she's all smiles right now. Doesn't look like she's really been in a fight with how happy she is and all that. She's a good 6 rounds under her belt and continues to kind of, I'm sure she's happy to be back in that return and get back in the ring.
Yeah, we're going to take a look back at some of the action from her return. Saw the left hand in there by Chelsey. That jab was just the difference maker throughout.
And that's the right hand from Herrera. You saw her keep trying to land it, and then Chelsey amping up that crowd. The whole crowd was behind her, and that Dodger blew.
Little final exchange there. But the beak of Herrera got busted up with the jab as we head back into the squared circle to make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your score totals. All 3 judges seated about the same, 60-54 for your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, Chelsey Anderson.
Chelsey Anderson gets the win, her 8th straight. Undefeated 8-0 as Jonathan gets a word.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Chelsey Anderson. Chelsey, it's been a long time since you've been in the ring. Is that the performance you were looking for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, of course it was one of the knockout, but she's super fucking tough. I mean, I hit her as hard as I could. But it was a great comeback fight, and these those rounds, I feel good and ready for the next one. Thank you all so much for coming. I love you!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Chelsey Anderson.
All smiles for Chelsey Anderson. Great to see her back inside the ring where she belongs. Undefeated 8-0. Saying line up the next one.
Yep. She wants to keep rolling and
oh yeah.
keep